I'm content creator and spiritual teacher Sally Estlin. I'm dedicated to empower entrepreneurs by sharing practices, tools, resources, and more on my show, Spiritual Teachings with Sally. Hi everyone, yes, it's Sally here. I am content creator and spiritual teacher and founder of Empower Clothing. I share practical tools, tips and resources to empower entrepreneurs. And you can learn more about my fashion products and services at empowerclothing.com.au. So today I'm extremely excited to be sitting down and having a chat with the beautiful and wonderful Alyson Williams, all the way from Canberra. Woohoo! So our topic today is how to select your within, and as I said, with Ali, who's an empowerment and self-love alchemist. So as Ali's coming up, I'll just introduce her with a short little bio. So come on up, Ali. Ali is meaning her focus is on inner transformation. How are you, babe?
Good, thanks, hon.
So your coaching practices are about healing and freeing the inner parts of ourselves that need to be changed, because transforming these parts of us leads to inner liberation, freedom from our fears and beliefs that no longer serve us. So important. So you were a teacher who turned public servant turned coach, and you're now a transformational coach, relationship coach for individuals and couples, and a neuro-linguistic programming master coach. That's a mouthful. Plus, behavior analysis practitioner, emotional fitness specialist, hypnotherapist, bling angel, and quantum energy healer. Whoa, what a toolbox. Yes, you use all your tools in your toolkit to facilitate your clients' journeys towards being their best self by creating and sustaining their best life, a life they desire and deserve. Well, wow, you've got a wealth of wisdom. What a massive toolbox. Your car boot must be very heavy.
Like yours, just like yours.
I love this topic today, how to select your words, because you and I bang on about this all the time, that words are so powerful. They are so powerful.
Yeah.
So and part of one of the words is forgiveness. Your empowerment share that you brought along today is that your greatest gift from your divorce was learning to forgive. You
Mhm.
believe forgiveness is the gift you give yourself by letting go of the power that other people have over you. And you came to forgiveness through gratitude by being grateful for everything that your ex-husband taught you, rather than what he wasn't, for what he was. So forgiveness is a really powerful word. Do you want to unpack a little bit more about that, Al?
Well, forgiveness is something that, like, I used to be very judgmental as well. And when you're forgiving, you need to let go of judgment. In fact, to be happy, you need to let go of judgment, right?
Yeah.
And for me, the forgiving is about compassion and kindness and seeing what it is about the other person, even if it's yourself, that maybe caused them to do that thing that hurt you. Now, the other thing I say, forgiveness is not accepting, it's not condoning, it's just acknowledging it happened. But it's also acknowledging that it happened. I don't want it to continue to have a hold on me. I need to let that go. And I was lucky that whatever I had to forgive was nowhere near some traumas that other people have had. So I'm not belittling or, denigrating what other people have been through. Or denigrating is the wrong word. I'm not sort of making it smaller or, belittling kind of stuff or ignoring what they've gone through. But the more we hang on to that, the more it kind of eats at us, the more it weighs us down, the more it defines us. So if you can let that go by saying, you know what, even if it's over, I'm glad it's over, and I'm forgiving what happened at that point, not because it was okay, but just because I don't want to have it happen anymore. So I'm letting that go. And that for me is the power of forgiveness.
Oh, it's so amazing, because you're unshackling from the past. So you never need to forget, like you said. It's just allowing yourself to move forward and to, unshackle the connection to the past, the hurts, the everything else, and just move forward. And we talk about this a lot as we're transitioning through this big shift of the old way was hanging on to stuff, and the person that gets hurt the most is yourself. So
Exactly.
yeah, and as we're talking about words today, your empowerment tip that you brought along is you describe yourself as a word nerd. Now, Ali and I actually run a class together, and we've been doing it for a couple of years, and it's really amazing. And we always talk about words, but you are a word nerd. You love language, and since you've become a coach, well, you were a teacher, you now realize how important it is to use words in an uplifting way to empower rather than disempower. You want to expand on that, Al, because you are the queen of words.
Yeah, because I use a lot, right? And that can be actually a bit of a trap. But for me, because I love words, I love the play on words, I love puns. So even sort of having a joke at my own expense, as long as it was clever, was something I used to do. And my ex-husband and I used to have this little game that whoever sort of came in first with the pun or the joke
Yeah.
kind of wins. It wasn't really a win, but we'd have a chuckle. To just be that, have that quickness of mind, that quick-wittedness. But I came to realize that while it was all very good to be quick-witted, it was not very good if it was against you. Now, as Aussies, we're very self-deprecating. That's part of our culture, right?
Yeah.
So that's another thing that was also part of me. So combining the self-deprecation from the Australian perspective as well as from the word kind of perspective, I love that. Because they say sarcasm is the lowest form of wit, but I
Mhm.
also love that because of the words. But I now realize that words can hurt. Words can heal, but words can hurt. And I'm getting goosebumps as I'm saying this.
No,
So
me too, me too.
not letting those words hurt us
Mm.
is so important. And as you say, Sal, we say words to ourselves that we wouldn't say to our worst enemies. So
Mm.
that's the starting point. Stop saying those words against yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. That actually links into the share that I brought along. Everything is energy, and words are energy, and they carry that energetic weighting or that frequency. So, as we've taught in our classes a lot, a simple change of letters, for example, from should to could, it's only
Yeah.
swapping out one letter or two letters. It changes the whole energy and the dynamic and the intention, because should's such a heavy word. It's that blame and guilt on yourself. Oh, I should be doing this. I should get out of bed. I should be. Whereas I could be, it's very empowering, like you're saying before. So should is a very disempowering word because you're putting yourself down. We talk about this all the time. It's amazing. Just what's that? The word for it when it's like a drip. You can actually see what the word is, and it forms in like you're seeing like it's a drip. Words are really, really
Yeah.
powerful.
It is. I can't think what you're talking about, but I definitely know that, words, speaking of a drip, it's like water dripping onto stone. It will eventually wear away the stone, right? And
Mhm.
it's just water. So the words that we use to ourselves, it's the same way. It eats up at our core, at our true selves, at our inner being, our essence, our soul. So being mindful of the words we use is super critical, super critical.
Yeah, I was gonna say because, words are just words when you think about it. It's just a collection of letters, but it's what that combination does to us. So when someone uses words and puts us down or calls us nasty things or says nasty mean girl stuff, they're just a collection of letters, but it's what the collection has formed for us and what emotion it's stirring up in us, which links into my little tip today. Your words can actually make you or break you. So it's really important to select your words carefully because as you said before, the thoughts that you put into your head, oh my God, you wouldn't say it to your worst enemy. You just wouldn't. How many times have we put ourselves down? Oh my God, you fat thing, or you're whatever, you're hopeless, you can't do.
Yeah,
You wouldn't say that to anybody. You'd never say that to your kids, right? It's like,
exactly.
God, super. Like the words, when we take time to actually think about the impact of our words, and when you realize that words are energy, we were talking the other day about Dr. Emoto, and who's Japanese dude who did this. He just got jars of water and put labels on the outside of them, and the crystals of the water and the frequencies changed in line with
Yeah.
the words on those jars, right? From love and faith and happy to guilt and, bad.
I hate you.
Yeah, I hate you, that horrible thing, and the crystals that formed, and they looked yuck. We ran this in our class the other day, and people were shocked to see how the effect of words could have on the structure of water. Like, well, so what are we doing in our cells and our body? What are we creating? And that's when it embeds in illness and manifests further because our cells is going, oh, well, this is the signal you're sending me. You don't really like me.
And we're also 70% water. Our makeup is 70% water. So, the words are sort of coming into our bodies and impacting us, not just our psyche and our unconscious mind, subconscious mind, but also our cellular being, right? Our cellular makeup. So it's so important to make sure that the words we use are impactful in a positive way. And, I actually, in my self-love classes, have the two sets of empowering, disempowering words. And the empowering words are with grace and their possibility. I
Yeah.
could, right? Whereas the disempowering words are the heavy words, which are of judgment. I should,
Mm.
right? And there's no possibility because it's like you should, and if you don't, then you're bad. So
Yes.
and you say it's that energy with it as well. So having a whole appreciation for the words we use has such an impact on our lives. It really does, because we think, well, some people think in pictures, but however we think, those are made up of words, right? We have to give the pictures or our thoughts words for it to mean something, because words have meaning.
Yeah.
Which is the other thing I also wanted to add, because for me, like, need can be one of those judgment words, but for me, need is important. Like, I really need to do this, or I'm going to be in trouble. And
Yeah.
I usually say, I need to go to the bathroom, or I'm going to be in trouble, right? So need can be a judgmental word by someone else's yardstick, but for me, need is the meaning I give it. And that's the other thing. It's the meanings we give our thoughts
Yeah.
that create our world. So
Yeah.
make sure the meaning you're giving your experiences, which is how we describe our words,
Yeah.
are uplifting and empowering.
Yeah, and often using the words choose, right? As opposed to, a need or a want or a need, whatever I'm choosing. So I know it's not right up your alley, but journaling, it's something where you can actually get your words up and out, because we always talk about the power of pen to paper, getting it up and out. And journaling doesn't mean it has to be just words down on paper. It can be the doodles, and it's those emotions that you're bringing up. So another powerful way of expressing yourself and letting these words out in various forms. Yeah. I know we always talk about journaling.
Sorry. Yeah,
Laugh.
no, I thought you were still talking. Yeah, I'm not a big journaler. I don't do daily journals,
Yeah.
like that whole Dear Diary thing that, school kids used to do. That really turned me off. So I'm not a journaler, even though I love writing. Writing's actually one of my superpowers, using all those words.
Yeah.
But when I've got something heavy that I really want to work through, for me, journaling is amazing, because the pen just has a mind of its own. It takes off. And it's amazing what comes out.
Oh, look, it's free flow writing, or there's a term to it where you just allow it to download through you, and it's free form writing or something like that. Well, very much about these cards, well, about card readings, because we're both bling angels, but I've invented my own little deck called the Quantum Guide
Love it.
cards. So today we're going to pull a card and see what comes up for you, Al. So this is the card that's coming out. I've shuffled it up. Actually, two came out, so there you go. All right, first one says, celebrate your wins. Your wins are your stepping stones to bigger and better things. Celebrate them to maintain inspiration and motivation to keep going. This is one thing that we
Woo!
important. We say in our groups, it's important to recognize your wins. You got
For
anything
sure.
to that, Al?
Well, sometimes we're so good at beating ourselves up, because that's how we're hardwired, which
Yeah.
is a whole different conversation. So we tend to forget about the things we do well. We tend to forget about the wins we've had, because we're so focused on what didn't go right. Okay. So it's
Mhm.
really important to stop and think, yeah, well, that didn't work, but you know what? That worked. Even if the part that didn't work eventually started off with something that did work, that's a win. And
Yeah.
as Thomas Edison said, we say in NLP, everything's feedback, there's no failure. So everything that Thomas Edison did, he actually looked at what did work and how can I take it from there. So the wins are awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I love that. And the second card that fell out is enhance your lifestyle. What needs tweaking in your lifestyle? Is it more fun? Is it more balance? Is it more sleep, or addressing some habits? So where can you tweak your lifestyle?
All of the above. And in fact,
No,
I started I did another lot of NLP on the weekend, and we did some massive stuff with the personal breakthrough. So I've decided that I really need to bring in more consistency into my life, everything I do. So for me, enhancing my life is going to be through consistency.
Yeah, I love that, Ali. Well, it's time to wrap up here. So thank you so much. People can reach out to you, yes, at
I
Carrie.
just want to have one more thing. You know me, always have something else to add. I
Just
just
one
wanted
more.
to say it's really important to have a wide vocabulary of words, because if
Mm,
you're only going to be sad or happy, that they're kind of very low level words. But if you can be excited or exhilarated or joyous, right, or
yeah,
kind of disappointed or disheartened, they have different energies, they have different meanings.
yeah,
So make sure that you have a wide variety, a great bank of words, that you can use to describe your life, because our words describe our life, they describe our experiences, and they can change the focus of your life. So that's it from me.
Fantastic. Little words of wisdom. Well, thanks, Ellie. I'm going to drop you down to the green room. Thanks again for coming on Spiritual Teaching.
Thanks, Al. See everyone
soon. So yes, you can join me for another episode of Spiritual Teachings with Sally next Wednesday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Central, and Thursday, 8 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. So with that, I'm complete. I'll catch you all next week, and thanks again for joining us, and we look forward to catching up again. Bye. You can learn more about my services and products at sallyestlin.com. Make sure to join me every week for a new episode on the Superstar Entrepreneurs YouTube channel.